Guys, gals, and fellow gender non-conforming pals, welcome back. I'm C28. Vlog... I think it's 48. 48! Let's do it. Wow. So, today in class we had our last informational lecture. Last one. The next few lectures are or the next lecture, there's literally just one, is going to be all about just complete the final project. Little tips and tricks on how to do the Wix website, but that's it. It's due soon, so I have to work on it tonight and then tomorrow, and then class the day after. I will hopefully have it complete. Yes. So let's get into what we did today. Quite good stuff. So we are talking about intervals and how they relate to each other, different tips and tricks on how to use intervals for some fancy stuff, such as suspended chords, which is something we went on today in a lot of detail, showing specifically why is a perfect interval perfect. So actually I don't have the MIDI cable. Be right back. Oh my goodness, that took so long. Not for you though. For you that was instant pretty much. Anyway, so for those perfect intervals, here's why they're perfect. So if you take something like a major interval, such as a major third, if you were to invert them, it actually becomes a minor interval. So if I take this C and keep the E and put the C up here, that's now a minor interval, as opposed to the major interval. But if I took a perfect fourth and inverted it, it's the same. Interesting. Same with the fifth. Hey, it's C28. So it turns out the thing I'm about to say is absolutely not correct. The thing I'm about to show you is a major third interval when it changes. Yeah, there was some kind of reason why a perfect fifth is still a perfect fifth, but I haven't got any bloody clue. Yeah, I could research my notes, but we'll just say I was wrong here and move on. Hi, it's another future version of me. No, we're not just going to move on. How about I get some expertise from someone who would know, such as mismodulations. Would you care to explain, please, Miss M?
Music theory. Let's crack into it. The perfect fifth interval is called perfect because it's super stable and consonant. It's made of 7 half steps. Think of it like this. It's like a solid handshake in music, reliable and satisfying. Plus, it's a fundamental building block in tonal music. It just sounds right. Simple as that.
Cheers, Miss M. Appreciate the update. Back to the video now. And that symmetry is something you can use in music, in your composition, to spice things up a bit, you know? What were some of the exact examples we had here? Where was it? So there isn't actually an example that I can think of for that particular type of interval, a perfect one. But for something like a suspended chord, one of the examples that we were given is if you have a 7 chord. So if I have something like, let's do a C major 7. It's like this. And then that 7 becomes, I believe it's supposed to become the, where is it? Oh, so it's a dominant 7. So it'd be, and then you continue further. Yeah, I'm a bit lost here, honestly. I'm going to practice a lot more. But the idea was it essentially leads you into the next note, but it doesn't resolve there until you play the actual note. So if I were to play something like a C sus2, which is, wait a minute. No, that's this. And then I play it, as opposed to something like a C sus4, which I think is this, and then a regular C. Yeah. All that just to get this piano, just to do that. Wow. Oh. And we did get practice today. And I made a mistake today. The mistake I made is I thought the labs that we were going to be doing were both for the final project. So I brought Liz in today, the matriarch, you know, because I thought I was going to be using it to make the final project. So yeah, I didn't do that because we had lab. But I used it anyway. So we had quite a few different lab things to do. So if I open up my lab, yeah, we had a lot of stuff. So the first thing is we had a numbers file here, which essentially had us go through how to build suspended chords and name them, and then what different intervals are. Just getting us to remember, okay, this is how this stuff works. Then we had two types of projects to do afterward, and we had another one. So we started with a suspended chords project. So let's see if I can open that up. There we go. Yeah, so we're basically just adding suspended notes whenever we feel that they work, and that's what we do. So, and I use the matriarch for this, so I should be able to show you what I got there. So, oh, it's just the bass actually. Hold up. Yeah, making suspended chords and whatnot. Then we had to start making normal stuff. So now this is where it's like pretty much all me. So we had different melodies that we had to create based on chord progressions we were given, and then the opposite. So an example here is that we have this chord progression that goes, what's it? Goes 6, 2, 7, or 2 dominant 7, 5 dominant 7, 1, 2 dominant 7, 5 dominant 7, 4, 1. And so I played the matriarch, and of course I did an acid sawtooth for it, so it goes. The idea is you essentially work it like the bass, where if you don't know what to do for melody, which I do know what to do for melody, but I had to follow this sort of idea, is you can have it hit the root note of the chord, and then you just kind of doodle up and down or whatever throughout. So that's basically what I did for all these. So you have... Yeah, it's not a bop, is it? And there are a bunch of those. So yeah, like melody 3, that had its own sort of thing. Oh wait, there's actually a really fun thing here. Where is it? Yeah, it loops perfectly, so that's fun. And then we had other ones where we had to do the opposite. Is we were given the melody and we're like, make the chord progression. What chord progression works for this? And you pretty much do the same thing. You're like, on each beat, what note is playing, and then just play that chord. So, for example here, here's one in A minor. And so we'd have some sort of melody. So here's the melody. And we're just looking through what we got chords-wise, and I found what the chords were, so then you get something like this. And you have to also make the drums and the bass, and you get this. And then here's my dynamic pad that I attached. I can just show you one more. And we get this one here. So again, we have a melody. And then we have to figure out, okay, what chords go with that melody? And then eventually figure them out, and then you get something chords-wise. Then it all goes together. Yeah. And it's good exercise on learning how to identify that, quickly make stuff, but it's a skill I kind of already have, so not too difficult there. Yeah, we are definitely going into detail still with the final projects. We were asked to have our audio file ready for the next class, so I already have it. It's a goose, an angry one. Remember from last video log. So that goose will be a thing, and then the idea of the track is essentially going to be a song about the goose being, you know, quite rude and territorial. Yeah, as geese are generally. That's the plan. And I've got another update for you. It just kind of happened. But let's be genuine here. No real mask or whatever. We're gonna hit a heavy topic. So let's hit it. Depression sucks, right? Done it? Yeah. Not sponsored by BetterHelp today, not yet at least. But I've been trying to deal with my depression via medication. And that worked so well until it didn't. And then I realized, wait, I have to do stuff in my life for life to be fulfilling. Because I noticed that the stuff's not working anymore. And I'm like, oh, that's bad. That's kind of bad, isn't it? And then if I don't take it, it's even worse. So, whew, you don't want that happening. I mean, at least I don't. I don't know, you might want me to suffer on it. But speaking about suffering, that's the name of a new song that I just created. Like 3 days ago with mismodulations. Had a mate reach out to me saying, mate, you're right. I haven't heard from you in ages. I'm like, honestly, no, I feel like but let's chat. And then, yeah, he basically said, like, I mean, music's my scapegoat, so, I mean, obviously you're a synthesist, you're a sound designer, you do music stuff, so just do that. Just do something to keep your mind busy. So, I went on call with Miss Modulations, and she guided me through some fun synth patches, and eventually we recorded something that, I mean, it's at least okay. It's at least good. It's at least great. And it's definitely the best thing that has come out of C28 music to date. To date. It is amazing. So, now that we got the context out of the way, the song is about suffering. It's about the mental anguish that happens in depression and how life will just rock your world and be like, hey, we're not doing anything today because we don't feel like it and you're going to rot in bed. Or, hey, you know that event that you had planned? You're going to hate going to it now. Just nonsense like that. You know that thing you planned to do? Not anymore. We're going to stay in bed and sleep. Yeah. So, the main sound is quite something. I'll give you a quick snippet, but not the whole song. Just the bounce of the bass. Pre-mix. Actually, post-mix. Pre-master. So, this beautiful audio clip you're about to hear is a combination of my synth work with Miss Modulation's guidance, and it sounds like this. And that's the only snippet you get for now. If you want to hear the rest of it, the song releases December 1st, 2023 on all platforms. It is going to be called Suffering, of course, by C28. Suffering is going to be a very fun song. I could give you a general rundown of how the song goes without you hearing the rest of the song. So it starts out with a deep droning bass, And it's not really a bass, it's more just a drum. Deep drum, and that's just noise, stuff in life. And that carries on throughout the entire song. Till song ends. It's very stable. And the synth patch for that was using the random LFO from the modulation module. And Mismodulations had that set up where it would basically make this dirty, warping bass sound. You'll hear it. It's very cool. I love the way it sounds. And then I was working with I got a mastering engineer to help me out for the first time. And let me tell you, $2,000 worth of work is $2,000 worth of work. Oh my goodness. Did the master turn out amazing. We spent quite a few hours on it, like just all night, and then again, until eventually got to the point where he essentially told me, mate, I can't fix it. I can't add it. I can't add anything to it. I'm like, I don't think you need to add anything to it. I think it's bloody perfect. And so it's been perfected as much as it possibly can be right now. Which I don't even think it's going to need a remaster version. It's brilliant. It is so amazing. The audio clip you heard was not mastered. It wasn't. That's just a little bit of mixing, a little bit of EQing, but not really anything much. The saturation and the limiting that's done and the way that the space is carved out is just so beautiful. It sounds like a Deathpatch song. Just so harmonically rich, and the sounds aren't crushed together. They're hugging each other. They belong together. It's so good. But more on the sound. So yes, you have that drone in the background, and then you get the sound you heard, the wow, 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 wow. The very angry, life metaphorical bass of things going, pushing you around. And that thing sounds so good after the saturation and everything else. It's so good. Sounds good by itself. Sounds good regardless. But it sounds especially good with the saturation and the other stuff. But myself and my mate, who mixed that fire, we worked on that for ages, and oh my goodness, it turned out amazing. Love it. And then there's one other section. Guess what other type of synth sound I wanted to put in it? C28, the synthetic wizard. What would they put in there? An acid sawtooth, of course. So there's a fun little acid sawtooth, but not just an acid sawtooth that's been meticulously crafted to fit perfectly within the sound. And it screeches, it screams, but it doesn't hurt your ears. You can hear it scream in pain, reminiscent of the suffering that happens in your mind. I know, it's still a very dark concept, but it's a pretty good representation. And honestly, being able to listen to sad music helps people out with stuff. So I think it'd be amazing if you're having a time in life, maybe suffering's a good song to listen to. Maybe focusing on that, and then how at the end, the very last chorus, the synth rolls with the punches. It's pretty much how I made the song. Is I'm messing with the filter cutoff here. It's in series mode, and I'm going wow, 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 and that's making the bass sound. And then for the acid sawtooth, I'm messing, of course, with the sync, wow, 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 and then that's your sneak peek of what the acid sawtooth sounds like. Is the fun little wow, wow, wow of my voice. Yes, and there are drums as well. Very, very simple. Just kick, snare, hat, open hat, and I think a rim shot, and that's about it. Really nothing much. Got some triplets in there, but yeah. At the midway point of the last chorus, they sync up. So instead of them doing their own sort of thing where they're going crazy, they sync up. And that's sort of rolling with the punches, and then be like, all right, I'm going to take care of what I need to in life. Get done. And that's suffering. So I hope you all enjoy that song when it comes out. I hope you'll listen to the song when it comes out. Please do. Again, December 1st, 2023, the song releases to all platforms. Realistically, it might be a day late in some places. So it'll definitely be out by December 2nd, 2023. But I'm aiming for December 1st. I've already submitted it for review. It's probably got no issues. It's an instrumental. There are no vocals. So no vocals. No secret stuff hidden in it. I was thinking about doing it, but then I realized it takes away from it because the vocals aren't as good as the rest of it. And honestly, it speaks volumes. And just the sound design itself. And the way it's just how angry the synths are. And how aggressive the synths are. And how they attack each other, but they work together. It's something special. So... and yeah, honestly, working on it helped me. It did. Just working on a project with someone. So working with Who Mixed That Fire on the track was brilliant. It's awesome to collaborate, and I want to do more stuff like that. And in fact, I think I might see about getting some assistance with mixing Lost Melodies and Unloved Timbers Volume 2, because, you know, I just made a project 3 days ago and released it yesterday, or published it yesterday for review to release on the 1st of December. Yet I have not really made much progress on Lost Melodies and Unloved Timbers Volume 2 for, well, said reasons. But that's it. So, looking forward to that. But I'm going to get to editing soon, because I have to work on my school project, of course, the final for Project and Portfolio 1, Audio Arts. So if you enjoyed today's content, you can hit subscribe. That monochrome colored button, depending on what device you're on, different kind of shade of monochrome, tells YouTube, I like this video. Give me more like it, and more from this creator. If you really liked it, you can hit join and become a C2A control voltage. Just like a patch cable diverts, just like a patch cable diverts signal from one place to another, you can divert information from your brain into C2A music as a control voltage of C2A music. I really hope this is a thumbnail. If I stick here long enough, does this become the thumbnail that YouTube wants to pick? I really hope it is. So, just saying. Some perks with that as well. Access to the Discord server. Control voltages only. Get to chat. Yup, pretty cool. And then early access to content. This is posting probably 3 hours after I shoot it. Whereas for everyone else who's not on control voltage, you'll see it at 12 p.m. tomorrow, Wednesday. So, if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comment section below and I'll get back to them. And then if it's a substantial, really interesting comment, boom, 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 you'll have your comment posted in space where I respond to it. Yes, and everyone sees your beautiful comment. Hopefully it is. If you post mean stuff, maybe I'll consider, this person said a mean thing to me, internet. Harass them. Don't do that. Don't do that, seriously. Yeah, so hope you all take care of yourselves. God be with you, and goodbye, YouTube. And take care of yourselves. Seriously, do that.